Hello, hello, hello. Ooh. I gotta check a couple things real quick. I don't think I got everybody's chat for some reason. And I gotta figure that out real quick. I'll say I see Gloria's chat that says, I see everyone starting to get here, but that's it. So that doesn't check out. Hold on, gotta refresh. If there's one message that says everyone's here, then something's wrong. Okay, here we go. I think, okay. All right, I guess it's just a weirdness. All right, hello. We gotta turn this down. Music. This is not like appropriate vibes music for Iron Lung, but could you imagine if we just had like ambient horror tunes for like the rest of this little stream? I thought it was appropriate to, I don't think this is the right hue of red. I need to do like a color, I need to do like a color check. God, I'm not in my Hawaiian shirt. I need to do like a color correction or something to my like monitor. I feel like it's kind of like, does that look red to you, or does that look kind of like purple? What does that actually look like to you? I don't, cause I can't tell. And I think it's my monitors. What's up? It has been a while since you've been here. Spoiler-free review. If I feel like I need to discuss a spoiler, I'll try to make it clear that that's what I'm doing, and then we'll like, oh, I should get like a spoiler tag to put on stream, or something. But yeah, I'll figure, if I have to say something that is a mild or heavy spoiler, I will make note, I will make that known. So yeah, that way it's, I don't even know, we need to Google, it's red-ish, hang on. Red-ish, but not red. Red-ish. See, that's not what I'm going for. Hang on. This was a last minute. No, see, that's more purple. How is this more red or less red? Is that better or the exact same? I just remember that I had this background kicking around in my folder, and I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect for Iron Lung. We'll spit that out very last second. It's more red? I'll take it. Exact same. What about now? Just the whiteness. You guys have seen the darkness, but have you seen the whiteness? Let's see. There we go. You know what? I think, hang on. Am I missing any chat now, or is this up to speed now? I think it's up to speed. Let's see. There was the high. Okay. Okay. I think I'm getting everyone's chat now for real. I think so. I think. Here we go. Let me move this around and stop looking at my colors. But welcome to the stream. We got Gloria and Ashton and Towering and Mr. Green. Hello, welcome. I'm just back from just seeing the movie. I think it had showings yesterday because the poster, I walked into the theater and the movie poster was like, only showing in theaters, January 30th. And I'm like, well, hold on a second. Today's the 31st. But then again, that might've been, the poster was made like before it ended up going to the thousands of theaters that it ended up doing or whatever. So I don't know how many people saw this yesterday. I thought it was only showing today. Also, I forgot that it was showing today. I was supposed to do a Sam and Max stream today, and I'm like, no, I gotta go see this movie while it's still in theaters, or I'm gonna miss my chance. So I had to move that. That's my bad. Anyone that was looking forward to that stream, that'll be tomorrow. I had to move it. That's my bad, everybody. Oh, chat's getting cut off. Hold on. I gotta move some stuff real quick. Here we go. I should be able to work with that now. That's better. But what is up? You had friends over today. That's sick. You should have got your friends to all go see Iron Lung if it was in your area. I know it wasn't everywhere. You guys can just see my straw. I got my cup. I got my $6.50 freaking regulars. I don't know, this is like, it feels bigger than 20 ounce. So 24 ounce cup. Good God, I haven't been to the movies in a while. And usually when I go to the movies, I don't buy anything. But I needed food. So I was like, well, if I get food, I'm gonna be thirsty. So I have to get a drink. And good God, they gouge you on the drinks. Jesus. I went and I got a burger.
Freddy!
Did I say Freddy? I was expecting
Freddy!
It is Freddy. That's Markiplier. Yeah, that's okay. I heard that Eddie, because I don't know. I don't know. My ears don't work. So I thought it was Lenny. I thought it was the Lenny again, but it didn't sound right. It didn't sound
I
like
got that
Fana in my system.
Fana in my system.
Right. That was Markiplier screaming Freddy. I got it there. I got there. But yeah, no, freaking movie theater prices. The ticket was not cheap, but not like crazy expensive. Like, how expensive are movie tickets where you are? Not matinee, like an evening showing, regular movie ticket. How expensive are they in your area? I'm curious, because I always get into arguments with people about movies being expensive, and then people are like, "Oh, I live in the middle of nowhere, so my tickets are cheap." And I'm like, I live in the middle of nowhere and tickets are not cheap. What are you talking about? Because, you know, if you go into like big cities, you know, with like taxes and inflation and blah, 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 things tend to be a little pricier. But like, what do you guys pay for like just a movie ticket? Did I see your question? I'm in the middle of talking, brother. I will get to your question. I did, but I'm not ready to answer it. Adam, welcome to the stream. You're trying to talk about Lil Guardsman, but see, I'm talking about Iron Lung. I'll answer your question right now so that if you don't care about me or my stream, you can leave. I'm gonna play it next week. Why do you hate me? Okay. I'm giving you a hard time. Okay, do you care? I'm trying to make you the villain of the stream now. You are now the movie tickets. I usually get into like one train of thought. I'm not, just in case. I should check myself, because some people don't understand American sarcasm. And some people don't understand when I'm sarcastic. I just need everyone to know that I'm just giving Adam a hard time. It's fine. It's all chill. Anyone out there that thinks I'm actually mad, I'm not. Yeah, no, Lil Guardsman will have to be sometime next week. I don't plan on it being Thursday, because I plan on Danganronpa being on Thursday. So Lil Guardsman will probably be like Friday or Saturday, maybe? Because Sam and Max will be done tomorrow, so there won't be a slot for that. So Lil Guardsman will be next week, but like Friday, Saturday. So I don't know when exactly just yet. Gloria, when did have I seen your drawing? I don't think I've seen the finished version yet. I saw that you were working on one. I've had a headache the last couple days, and I haven't been on Discord very much. I haven't been doing very much at all the last couple days, to be honest. Movie food prices, yes. I want to talk more about that in a second. You went to the movies once in your life? Once? Girl? I adore going to the movies. I don't know why. I just love it. I'm a social moviegoer. I don't usually go to the movies unless I can go with someone normally. Going to the movies alone, I feel, is just very like, I know even though when you're watching the movie, you're like not socializing, I liked that experience of hanging out with someone before the movie and then talking about the movie after, which is why I want to talk about the movie on stream with you guys, because I didn't really get that experience. I went by myself. I went and saw Iron Lung all by my lonesome, guys. All by myself. So I figured I'd stream and talk about it, and then that would be a little less lonely. Like 24/12 depends on the week. What is 24 Axel? How do I say your name? Axelt lover. $24 to $12. What does that mean? 20? What do you mean 24 to 12? Normally it'd be like 12 to 24, but that's like a $12 difference. You have a $12 difference depending on if it's a weekday or like weekend? Good God. Good God. The ticket, my ticket was $12 for just the ticket, which like is pricier than I would like for a ticket, but if I'm gonna go see a movie by myself, I usually try to catch a matinee, and matinees are cheaper, right? So normally if I'm going by myself, I prefer cheaper, but I think they actually did have a matinee showing today, but I missed it. I missed it this morning. So I just didn't get around to that. So I paid, evening prices, even though the theater I went to, I kind of want to put on blast. I paid evening prices, but they did not have the theater ready for evening yet. They were like low staffed, and things were like awkward and slow, and it was like weird. I'm like, I know theaters are having a rough time right now, but if you guys are gonna charge dinner prices, evening prices, you better be staffed. To be fair, it was like dead when I went. It was like busy, or at least, as busy as that theater gets. It was like getting busy when I left because I got the earlier showing, because there's a later showing. There's a showing right now of Iron Lung that's playing there, and there's another one later tonight or whatever. I think the one that's playing right now is actually the busiest one. So I actually went, and it was real quiet. I didn't have the theater to myself, but it was real quiet. Oh, Derica, welcome. You're gonna get your dragon, set the stream on fire. Oh, like what's her face from Little Guardsman? Well, actually hates me. Canon. Great to hear you're feeling better. I'm mostly better. I'm still kind of like a little bit in the head, but like, I don't know what that's all about. Probably just still from yesterday and the day before. Yesterday was just weird. I mentioned this like last week too. I've been in this weird semi-fluid state of feeling like I'm getting sick, but then never really being sick, but just not comfortable either. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I got no answer. I got no answers to that. I gotta figure something out. You can't go without popcorn at movies. I did get popcorn today, but that's because I did get food. I got a burger. I went to a theater where they do like food, and you can eat like in the theater or whatever. So that's where I went because I was hungry. I hadn't had anything to eat all day. Actually, I've only eaten once today, and that was at the theater. And I got a burger, so I had to get my drink. The burger was actually reasonably priced for what you'd expect out of like a burger place. It was like $12, but I got like it was a beef patty, egg, jalapeno, bacon, cheese, like a good burger. I was actually surprised. It was actually good for what I was expecting out of a theater burger. And for $12, that's expensive, but like if you go to any other burger place, like you're gonna be paying $10, $12 for a burger anyway. So it's like, yeah, egg. I love egg on a burger. So it's like for theater prices, it wasn't bad. The only difference is if you went to a burger place, normally you get fries with it or whatever, but fries would have been extra here. So it was stupid. They really get you on the drinks, dude. I'll tell you that. Holy bajoli. So I got a burger and a drink. I didn't actually get popcorn. I could go make popcorn right now. I got popcorn at the house. The last movie you saw at the cinema was the Mario movie. Really? I think I saw the Mario movie, but I didn't see that in theaters. I would have never gone and seen Mario in theaters. I've never been a Mario guy, so like I'm not a big enough fan of Mario to need to see that in theaters personally, but popcorn, extra butter, blue, raspberry, icy. I've never had an icy at the theater. I've had ices, but never at the theater. That's never been my move. Always get some kind of soda. Always get some kind of pop. I feel like, especially if you're getting food, I feel like ices to me just don't work with eating food. If I eat food, I want like a liquid, not like ice, like a slurry ice. The last cinema experience you had was last year when you and your dad went to go see Pink Floyd Pompeii film. Oh, maybe I knew about that movie. Maybe forgot it existed. Don't want to go see a movie by yourself either. It is a different experience going to the theater by yourself versus with friends. It is very different, but it is kind of funny when you're by yourself because you can kind of people watch and look at look at other people. hanging out with their friends. 24 to 12 euro. It's insanely expensive. And that's in euros? Actually, I don't know how euros translates exactly, but still, 24 is a lot. 24 is a lot. 12? It's still kind of, I get it. It's still kind of pricey, but like not nearly as 24. Oh, what the heck? 24 euro to go see a film? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's actually robbery. Wednesdays and Fridays, it's different. Just those 2 days? Wednesdays I could see being cheaper. It's in the middle of the week. Fridays I'm sure are more expensive. But 24 is too much. That's robbery. In London, there's a theater that shows movies all night, and they mean literally all night. Well, if they don't serve alcohol, and even if they did, they just need to not serve alcohol. Like the one I went to serves alcohol, but there's a point in the night where they have to stop doing that. They don't stay open all night because they're not busy enough to do that. But like in London, if you've got if it's popular enough, if there's people that want to put butts in seats, they can do. I miss the days of 24-hour places. I don't know of a 24-hour theater anywhere near me. I don't know if there's one like up in Chicago, but I doubt it because in America we don't friggin'. I swear, I don't know where you're at, Adam. Maybe you're in America. I feel like in my limited scope in America, everyone's quit doing 24 hours except Denny's and IHOP. You can't even get Walmarts to do it anymore. I miss going to a Walmart at 2 in the morning. That was vibes. Hey Vector, welcome to the stream. And thank you for following. I didn't hear, wait, was there a follow notification? I didn't hear anything. My notifications, I'm so mad. They keep muting and I don't see it because I'm not looking, and then I don't hear any. Vector, thank you for following. I appreciate that. Are there anyone else that's followed or something? Jeez, I need to go look at. I'm so mad at my notifications. They're not working. I heard that. I hear that. I hear that just fine. But that's not a notification. That's a sound effect. The afternoon on a weekday. Well, that's a matinee. That's matinee. That's when you can get it cheaper. Yeah, that's when it's kind of empty. Like it's very low staff. That's if you're gonna go to the theater alone. That's what I like to do because it's just basically the whole place to yourself. As opposed to if you go when it's busy and you're by yourself and everyone's like pointing and laughing at you like, haha, that loser's by themselves. I'm just kidding. No one does that. No one actually cares. But there's a showcase cinema in city where you live. Front row seating are recliners. Well, that's the theater I actually went to. They're not recliners, but they're all like kind of like luxury cushioned good seats. I don't think they recline. Actually, you know what? There is a control panel. Now that I think of it, there is a control panel on the seats. I think you can recline a little bit. I don't know how far. I didn't recline. I didn't grow up reclining in movie theater seats, so I didn't even think about it. But actually, they're like big cushy seats. I think I could have, but I didn't. I didn't even think about it. I think the one that I went to do. It's not a bad theater. It's suffered over like COVID when like no one was going out, like so like they were like on the verge of bankrupt and blah blah blah. So it struggled. So it's starting to show its age a little bit as a theater, which is just a bummer. Not enough people go out to theaters. They don't make a lot of money these days. I miss those luxury food theaters. There's not many around. There's one. That's the one I went to, and that's struggling, but it's still kicking. It's trying. Movie with a burger that's new to you. Yeah, but you can't do that just anywhere. That's at the theater I went to. That is unusual. You have to go to like a actual like dining theater for that. I will say the theater I went to, it used to be under different ownership years and years and years ago. And back then, this was pre-COVID, right? Way before that happened, where they would actually have people come and like bring you food in the theater. You had like a menu and you could order and people would come and go or whatever. Nowadays, though, it's all like you have to do like a pickup, and they're all in their own cubbies, and it's a whole different vibe. But yeah, it used to literally have wait staff. It used to literally have, and by wait staff, it was still basically just like, you know, a theater employee walking around, not like some bougie butler or something. But what's that wire right here? What, this wire? It's my earbuds. New Mario movie out soon? Not soon. It's well, no, it is this year though, right? I thought that was like later this year. I thought that was like in the fall or something, but I could be wrong. Is it summer? I don't know. I was about to say it comes out next year, but no, that was announced in 2025. It's 2026 now. Oh, April 1st. Oh, that's a few months away. We're getting there. Couple months. Yeah, April 1st, because tomorrow is February 1st. Okay, yeah, only a couple months away. Last movie you saw was the I Know What You Did Last Summer requel? Oh, the sequel? I didn't know they made a sequel to that. I didn't know. Where's my fedora? It's not on my head, I'll tell you that. I'm also not in my Hawaiian shirt. I'm not MagicManMo dressed today. This is what I wore out. I mean, this is the hat that I wear out. I'll go put my jacket on too. This is just what I was wearing today, all right? I got back from the theater, all right? I like got ready for stream, sat down, and here we are. There's one scene in Wicked for Good that made me and my friend crack up. Just the one scene. There was a couple scenes actually, even in Iron Lung I was watching today that got kind of a chuckle out of me. And I think they were meant to be chuckle worthy, but I wonder how many people missed it. There's just a couple of details that you're like, huh? That I thought was really funny. And I'm not gonna say what they are because I'm not gonna spoil the joke. If you watch the movie and they go right over your head, that's your fault. If you're not paying attention, you gotta be paying attention. Hello, Luis. Welcome to the stream. I'm like way behind on chat. You guys are like probably waiting for me to catch up. Yeah, you didn't hear any new sub. There's a new follow, but yeah, no, I didn't hear anything either. I have to go, it's probably busted, it's probably broken. The new Ryan George video is all about video. Ryan, I don't know who that is. Is that a video or movie? What are we talking about? We're talking about movies. Thank you for following Juan Ramon B. Thank you for following. My notifications aren't working, so I hear nothing when it happens. I'm hearing nothing. I should go check that out real quick. Let me catch up on chat here. Blah, 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 blah. You know Ryan George? I don't know. Who's Ryan George? It's a YouTuber? I don't know that YouTuber. I don't know any YouTubers that are popular like now. I only know YouTubers that were popular 10 years ago that I still watch today. If Ryan George has like taken off in popularity in the last 5 to 8 years, I don't know him. It's sad, but true. I don't say that to be some kind of hipster. It's sad, but true. Notifications, where would that be? Hold on. Every time I, oh, here we go. Every time I go to like fix my notifications, I literally don't remember where they're at. I'm just so useless as a streamer, honestly. Like just actually useless. Sound, select audio file. Yeah, there's no freaking audio file. But I know there was. There was an audio file. There was, and now there isn't. What is this sound? Oh, that's the loud one. Here, how about... We can do that one. That one's an OG one. I could do that one. We'll do Marble Magic, and we'll turn the volume down because that was kind of loud. There we go. Now it should work properly. So that means if I replay Vector and Juan, does it show up on screen? There we go. Look at that. It actually shows up now. There's Vectors. I'll play Juan's as well. Maybe. I clicked it, but did I click it too soon? There you go. Look. There you go. Okay, now it's working. Now it's working. The bot's going crazy in the chat. Settings. Yeah, thanks. But the question becomes like which. Okay, I knew I double clicked Juan. I knew I double clicked. You're not gaslighting me, Ryan George. I didn't accuse you of gaslighting you. I just told you I don't know who that is, and that's a true fact. That name is not ringing any bells. How do you know who I watch? You don't know who I watch. Ryan George. Oh, I've seen this guy in like shorts. I don't watch this guy, but he shows up in my shorts. So like, yeah, you don't know what I watch. I've seen this man's face, but I don't know him. So when I said I don't know him, that was a true fact. But I have seen his face. I've never once ever watched one of his long form videos. I've seen his face though. He pops up in my like YouTube shorts or maybe even TikToks or something. He might be on both. I don't know. I've seen that man's face. He does skits. And I have seen a few. I have seen him, but I don't know him. That's the problem with a lot of short form content creators, is that it's very easy because it's short to like move on and forget who you've seen or watched. You don't really form a very solid connection with short form content creators. If you become a mega fan and super fan, you might have a handful of people that you do know or you do follow. But in general, if you flip through and watch like 100 shorts, and then, you know, like walk away and then have to remember like 8 hours later, name 10 people you watched in that session, you will remember maybe 2. You know what I mean? Like, sure, the short form stuff is just so like quick. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that guy's name. Will I watch the Hello Neighbor movie? No. I'm not invested. I was more invested in the Iron Lung movie that I watched today. Actually, it was kind of funny. I finally posted to my like stuff. I posted around because I don't get out much and I needed to update my Instagram. So I posted to like my Instagram a couple pictures of me at the theater. Like I went and saw Iron Lung. You shut up. I went and posted my pictures of me being at the theater to Instagram. Instagram auto post to my Facebook and Threads, and I've got a family member on Threads. I was like, I went and saw Iron Lung, and they texted back. I know who this person is, but they just they replied, why? And I'm like, I know this person does not know anything about Markiplier, and I would be shocked if they knew anything about Iron Lung even. So I just replied back. I was just like, I've been a big fan of the director for a while, but it was just funny because I got the comment, why? I'm like, yeah, that checks out, because that family member would not know why that movie's a big deal. Even if they did hear about the movie or see the description, because this is the funny thing about Iron Lung. The funny thing about Iron Lung is that if you've seen like the trailer or you've read a description of it or whatever, you would just have no idea what the movie's about. You know what I mean? I don't know how much I don't know how much you guys know about the game Iron Lung when that came out, because it's been years now. It's been a few years since the game came out. So I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm trying to like move around. I don't know what you guys know about the game, because the movie just came out, so you might not know about the movie. But I don't know what you know about the game. But the game itself, it's like there's not like a lot going on in terms of like plot development. It's a lot of like mystery and enigma type stuff. It's the way I would describe Iron Lung, the movie, which I wouldn't have thought of for the game, but upon watching the movie, it's cosmic horror at its heart. And cosmic horror doesn't tend to like answer a lot of your questions. You're gonna have questions, and you better be happy with not having them answered. That's cosmic horror. So yeah, if you've seen a trailer, if you've seen a description, I'm like, I can just imagine if you're not in the know and you don't know anything about Iron Lung, you don't know anything about Markiplier, you probably would be like, what's the big deal? I don't get it. I can't, and already, cosmic horror already by itself is pretty niche. Pretty niche. Pretty much the only cosmic horror anybody in like mainstream anything knows about is like H.P. Lovecraft, right? So it was pretty funny, just the why. Especially me being a guy who does not really talk about like going out and seeing horror movies or being a big movie buff or anything like that. OMG, surprise Mo stream. Hey, Music Man. Welcome, welcome. It's not that big of a surprise. What do you mean surprise Mo's stream? I scheduled a stream. Actually, I scheduled a stream for Sam and Max at 6 before I remembered that that Iron Lung is today, and I had to go see Iron Lung, so I had to reschedule that to tomorrow. But I'm streaming now, talking about Iron Lung, so it's just a hangout chat, talking with you guys about whatever, but then also talking about Iron Lung a bit. I suppose I should talk about Iron Lung a little bit. You guys want to hear about Iron Lung? Or should we keep... Oh, I forgot we were going to talk more about prices and stuff. No, I think we did that. We covered that. No, yeah, we covered that. I already forgot that we were talking about food earlier. But I enjoyed the movie. I spoiled myself a little bit, but not really, because I already know the game. So like, if you've played the game or seen like Markiplier's playthrough of Iron Lung, you already know a large chunk of the movie, but not all of it, which was fun. It was really fun to see what was different and what was changed. But if you've seen the game, you've got a really good idea what you're gonna see in the movie. And I was watching a couple of reviews of other YouTubers talking about seeing Iron Lung at like the premiere or whatever, talking about the movie, and they were really lukewarm reviews. And so I tried to look for the things that they were not as happy about in the movie, and I didn't see them. I didn't see the problems. I heard complaints about a shot in the beginning of the movie that makes, like there's only one scene or one shot that makes the whole thing like, you know, remind you that this is a YouTuber movie, not like a Hollywood movie. And I did not see that shot. I have no idea what shot they were talking about, and all of it looked very professional. Some of the only thing I can think of is some of the monitors and like computer stuff felt a little bit not amateur, but it felt video gamey. And I'm like, is that what they're talking about? Some of the like the lights and the computers and the diodes and stuff don't really look like they would be realistic in a sci-fi submarine. But they do look like they would like belong in the video game Iron Lung. So it was very on theme. It didn't look bad, but in my mind, I was like, is that what they're talking about? Because I do not know what shot they're talking about that looks amateur. I do not know what they're talking about. I heard some complaints about towards the end of the film, there's some shaky cam. So I was expecting it to be like effing stupid, and it wasn't. It was great. So I don't know what they were talking about. I heard complaints that some people couldn't get past the fact that they were watching Markiplier, that they just could, like when they were watching the movie and it's like, well, they couldn't help but just hear Markiplier playing a Let's Play. I couldn't hear that. I thought his acting was superb. He sounded like a guy. I mean, I knew it was Markiplier. It's like if you've seen any movie and you know the actor, it's like, yeah, it sounds like Mark, but it does not sound like Mark in a Let's Play. Anyone that's like, that just sounds like Mark playing a horror game. No, it does not. So I watched a couple reviews about, you know, the Iron Lung before I went into it, just because I couldn't help myself. And I do not understand some of the complaints. Why are we talking about Iron Lung again? Because I went and saw it, you knucklehead. But so anyway, I got those I got those impressions before I went into the movie. Then I saw the movie and I immediately forgot to even look for some of the issues that they had. I will say if there's anything to take issue with, it's a very dark movie. People just be haters. I know, it was weird because it was people that weren't like hating on Markiplier, because it was all people that were like very supportive of Markiplier achieving this movie. But like the things they were critiquing, I'm like, Hollywood movies don't do better than this. What are you talking about? Morbius looked so much more amateur than Iron Lung. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Look at Iron Lung and then look at, I don't know, Morbius's lab. Like, what do you mean? Like, Jesus, Hollywood doesn't do better. So I was having a hard time understanding that review. I think it's people, I know, Morbin time. I think there's a lot of YouTube reviewers that have been brain rotted with the YouTubeification of media. right? Same thing with, I heard a lot of complaints about the beginning of the movie being slow. And again, I think that's a lot of YouTube reviewers have gotten brain rotted by current contemporary internet media that is so fast paced, like breakneck speed. Like cut, next thing, action, jingle. Where's my keys? I'm gonna do the Markiplier thing. Oh, they're in my pocket. I'm gonna do the Markiplier thing. Jingle. You can't hear it. Jingle. I'm gonna do the Markiplier thing. Jingle, pay attention. There's too many reviewers that are brain rotted. So I will say, I think the reason a lot of reviewers complain about the beginning being slow is because there's not physically a lot of action happening. This isn't an action horror, right? It's not a lot. There's not a lot of characters, and there's not a lot of scene changes. So it is a lot of Markiplier. It is like 95%, maybe higher, of Markiplier. There are some other characters in the movie. I will say that, but you don't get a lot of screen time with them. You get, as far as actors go, you get a lot of screen time with Markiplier, and as far as locations go, you get a lot of screen time of that cabin, that internal submarine cabin. And it's a lot. So it's not a lot of character changes, not a lot of scene changes. But it's not slow. It's just not cutting to new things every 5 seconds like a TikTok. It's not a 1 minute TikTok Korean drama. It's a slow burn horror. Like the horror doesn't hit you early in the beginning. The horror is a slow burn, but the movie's not slow as a complaint. Like I was expecting, I watched these reviews, I'm like, so what I'm hearing is that I should expect to be bored for like the first half of the movie, and I was not. Again, you have to be into cosmic horror, I think. How is it just now that I've realized that Markiplier is in this movie? I don't know. If you didn't know that before now, then you have been living under a rock. And I don't say that to insult you, but there is no way. You have to be trolling me or living under a rock. There's no way you didn't know that. Like, that's been everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's not just Mark Fishbach, it is Markiplier on all the promotional stuff. But yeah, no, it's Markiplier. And which is why I don't go out and see a lot of movies. I told you guys that I'm maybe this is why you guys don't know why I care. Maybe this is why people are like, huh? Why are we doing a stream talking about Iron Lung? Maybe this is why some people are like, huh? I've been a huge fan of Markiplier for a long effing time. I don't normally go out to movies by myself. I'm usually a social movie. I don't see a lot of movies. I don't particularly care to go watch horror movies. I have a new channel, HorrorManMo, where I'm playing horror games, because I play a lot more video games than I see movies. But I've got a new channel. Check that out, HorrorManMo. You want to see this hat a lot more often? HorrorManMo. So I don't really see a lot of horror movies. You guys, any of you have seen my Inca game stuff, when people are talking about, I don't know, Freddy this and Jason that and Mike Myers this, and I'm like, I've literally not seen Chucky this. I've not seen these movies. You guys know. But I had to go see this one because I've been a huge fan of Markiplier for basically since I wasn't there at the very ground start. Like, for those of you that don't know, Markiplier, his current channel, the big Markiplier channel, was a reboot of his original channel that he had to delete. I don't know if you guys know this. This was, Jesus, 24 years ago. Not 20, 14. I was thinking 2026. This was 14. Imagine 24 years ago. Good God. One day we'll be able to say that. This was like 14 years ago. Anyway, I wasn't there for that original channel, but I was very early in his career watching his stuff. So I've been following this man for over a decade, is what I'm trying to say. And so, you know, I know where he came from. Tiny itty bitty Markapoo, playing Minecraft drunk with his friends, to this, to Iron Lung. You know what I mean? I've been on the ride for a very long time. So that's why I want to go see this movie. Your house is a boulder. You're literally Patrick Star. Literally. Markiplier is one of your favorite YouTubers. He's great. I mean, he makes quality content, especially in the Let's Play space where it's so easy to not do that. And he's got so many different passion projects he works on, and I don't know, he puts his full force and energy into it, and he's completely non-problematic, and I don't know, he just seems like a really stand-up guy. I'm not trying to say that to, like, I don't know, glaze the guy or whatever. I'm sure he's got his own personal issues like everybody would, right? Don't get me wrong. But as far as YouTubers go, I mean, he's a great pick. He's a great choice. So I had to go see Iron Lung. Even though the game itself, because I've seen his Iron Lung gameplay, which was funny. When he first announced he was going to make a movie out of Iron Lung, I was like, really? You're going to make a movie out of this game? Out of this one? Because the game, it's kind of like what we were saying about how it's a slow burn. Not a lot of things happen. Getting back to the movie, the things that he adds to the movie that wasn't necessarily present in the game really changes it for me. Whereas I wasn't a big fan of, again, I didn't play the game, but I watched the game. I wasn't a big fan of watching the game personally. Watching the movie was a completely different story. Not just because so much more budget went into making this movie, and of course it being very personable, having like characters in it as opposed to you, the player, but also they did so much more extra world building. As a cosmic horror sort of movie, you learn a lot more about like what's actually going on in the universe, about the dying stars, about the quiet rapture, about the different, a couple of different like space stations. I kept trying to say star stations. I don't know. I stuttered on that. Space stations and the ships that they're moving between, and the state of humanity at the time that this takes place. You get a lot more of that sort of world building, and I was so into that. And I think this is where a lot of, again, this goes back to what I do with my keys. This is where I jingle jangle. Pay attention. The beginning of the movie is not slow. It has to build that entire universe, because it's not like this movie's based on another movie. When you come to this movie, if you're not a big fan of video games or you've just never played Iron Lung, you have no idea the universe of Iron Lung, because it's the universe of Iron Lung isn't just modern day Earth or something. This is set in a very different universe in the far future when most of humanity has just effing disappeared. Just gone. And no one knows why or how. And we're in the future where humanity is spacefaring, but most of our technology is lost, or the people that are still alive barely know how to use it. We are clinging on this close. Like, we don't know how to use the stuff that's left over because all the people that knew how to do it, most of them are just gone now. So we're just barely clinging to life as a species, and we discover that there are a handful of moons completely filled with blood oceans. Just covered in blood oceans. That's pretty strange. And so the movie takes place with Markiplier's character, a convict of a crime, which even I was thinking, like, you know, what's this crime? How are they going to play into this or whatever? I'm not going to get into too much of the details there because I feel like it's kind of like I don't think it's a spoiler to tell you, but it is a part of what's fun about the movie is the discovery. So I'm not going to tell you. Even if I told you, I wouldn't break the plot, but the discovery is part of the fun of the horror. So I want to leave that a mystery. But Markiplier plays a convict of some kind. He's been encased in this Iron Lung submarine that's literally just welded shut. There's no door. You can't get in and out of this thing. If you want to get out, they have to literally pry the thing open and let you out. And the trade-off is that, so he's this prisoner that's prison for life or whatever, or he runs this mission in the submarine and investigates this blood ocean and takes a handful of pictures, does some reconnaissance. It's a dangerous mission, but if he does it and comes back, he's free. He's free to go. That's the deal that's been made. That's how the movie basically begins. Mysterious blood oceans. Humanity is barely clinging on to survival. Let's go investigate this blood ocean. There may be answers down here that explains the quiet rapture of everyone just disappearing. Because, you know, when you're faced with some crazy supernatural nonsense happening, you have to investigate this crazy supernatural blood ocean looking for answers. Because you might be thinking, well, what would they find in a blood ocean? That's what they're trying to figure out. And the reason they have to send someone down in a submarine anyway is because they're trying to do from space these scans of this moon, but the blood is so thick, right? The scans can only go so far. They can't quite figure out what's down there. They need to send something down there and closer to the action to take some up close pictures of the actual like landmarks that they have been able to discover with these scans. They do the scan, it's like, well, there's some kind of anomaly or something here, but we don't know what, so let's send the submarine to go check it out. So that's what Markiplier's character is doing. They're playing a convict that is tasked to go from point to point to point to point, figuring out what these things are. And as he's down there, he discovers he's not alone. And that goes into the whole sort of cosmic horror of it. There's more going on than meets the eye. And it's this sort of unknowable, ununderstandable cosmic abomination. Is it even real? Is it in your head? Is there something out there? Is there not something out there? There's questions going back and forth. They tell the convict, hey, you're the first one we're sending down to this planet. That gets brought up into question. Wait, am I being lied to? Is this not true? And that's the convict's kind of going back and forth, like, wait, if they're something seems up about this, and if they're willing to lie about that, are they lying about my freedom? What am I actually down here for? Is there some kind of secret mission? And then you also learn more about, like, as you go, again, you learn more about why Markiplier's character, the convict, and by the way, I keep saying the convict does have a name, and that ends up being important. That ends up being very important. Probably a third to halfway in the movie, you realize that the convict hasn't had a name, but it's important that they do have a name. So all these kind of questions and thoughts, and it's a movie about isolation in a lot of ways, because he can't trust anyone and he's trapped in this iron lungs submarine by himself, and he gets to a certain depth where he can't even radio communicate with command anymore. So he's just kind of like by himself to figure this stuff out. What's really perplexing is that, and this becomes a plot point, this is not just glossed over too, which I really appreciate. It becomes a plot point that they don't really, the command that's put him down there, don't really explain to him not only what he's doing, but how to do it. The convict doesn't even really know how to operate this submarine, and you get notification, like you get from command that this was kind of a rush job, and they kind of like thrown together. Even though command assures the convict, don't worry, the submarine's very durable and capable, and you're A-okay in there, we promise. By the way, we threw this whole thing together in like a day. These are conflicting things. The convict is told that you're A-okay, you're safe, everything's on the up and up, trust us, believe us, but then all the evidence is like, this was a rush job. And that goes back to what I was talking about. Like, humanity is hanging on by a shred, right? There's not a lot of people left. There's not a lot of experts left. Everything's just riding on this, right? The entire survival of mankind. Yeah, trust us. Just trust us, bro. And the convict has a lot of reasons to not trust them. Now, it is cosmic horror, and it is supernatural. You do get a bunch of there's a bunch of supernatural stuff, in particular towards the end of the movie, or the back half, I would say. In the back half of the movie, you get a lot more supernatural stuff than you do the front half. The front half is very grounded, and that's what I really like. And I think that's why, again, these reviewers thought it was slow. I think they wanted supernatural craziness to be happening all the time. But this is the thing, like, the first half of the movie really grounds the story in a hypothetical future where we are living this, we could be living this future. Not necessarily that like a rapture like that would be realistic, but a future realistically where we become a spacefaring civilization where a sect of our species is cut off from the rest. Imagine that. We are spread out across the cosmos, and in some far-flung star system, a handful of space stations that are teeny tiny, probably hold like a couple dozen people at most, right, are cut off from the rest of humanity, right? It's that isolation that you don't know if you'll ever hear back from any other humans ever again. This is all that's left. We can imagine a future where that's very realistic, right? That's what the first half of the movie is doing. It's grounding you in a situation of, look, I know the rapture part sounds crazy, cosmic, and supernatural and impossible, but just imagine a time where humanity is just drifting across space with, who knows, a couple dozen people left, maybe only a couple hundred people, period, in the system. That's it. There's like 8 billion people on this planet alone. Now imagine there's just like 200 of us left. Now they don't put a number on that in the movie. I'm just trying to like put that in your mind. I'm just trying to put in your, this isn't, when I say there's not a lot of people left, I'm not talking millions. I mean, like, we're talking about like 2 2-3 tribes of people, right, is left. You can imagine that. We're on the verge of extinction in a spacefaring civilization where the people that are left no longer remember how to use the equipment that they have. That's terrifying. That's crazy, because you have to imagine in that sort of level of isolation, resources are running thin and you don't have the materials to make more. You're running out of food, you're running out of air, you're running out of water. We're not on Earth. You can't just say, well, those 200 people just start making babies, bring back humanity. No, they're on floating derelict ships with diminishing supplies. This is the end of humanity. Unless these people can discover something that changes that. And they haven't discovered it yet, and it is far from a known fact that they ever will. That's hopeless. That's the first half of this movie. That's why it's not slow. It's trying to drill into you that this is a hopeless, dead-end task with no future. But there are people that think there will be. You got the people that have given up, you've got the people that have hope, and you figure that out. It's kind of like a two-faction thing kind of happening as a B plot if you pay real close attention. And Markiplier as a convict comes from a tribe of people that believes that it's over. And the people that have captured him and are sending him down on the planet, they believe in hope. There's a hopeless and there's a hope side. There's two of that. The hopeless basically says, this is it. This is God's will. We're all, again, they called it this quiet rapture for a reason. There's some religious undertones kind of going on. Not to like make a direct reference to necessarily any specific religion, but it uses that mentality to bring into question the ideas of faith and hope and just like the after, like the end of it, like the afterlife. Like, so there's this sect of people that say this is it for humanity, but that's okay. We will save humanity by killing humanity. No more humanity. You can't suffer if there's no people. That's a group of people, and that's a group of people that exist today. There is a group of doomers that exist today that believe that. Like, that's not a crazy thought. But there's also the group of people that still believe, no, we have to fight against the dying of the light. And that's again, it's literally that. There's still stars that you can see in this universe, in this movie. And that gets brought up, like, oh, what do you mean the stars are gone? I can see them. No, those stars have been dead for millions of years. We can just still see their light. One day the sky will be black. Those stars are already dead. But are they? How would you know? How would you know anything? So it's that idea of like, do you rage against the dying of the light? Every star that winks out, the light is literally disappearing. Do you rage against it or do you accept it? Those are the two factions. Do you accept your doom or do you fight till the last light is gone? That's the first half of the movie. That's not even the second half supernatural stuff. Do you see why I'm saying this is not a slow movie? It's horror. It's horror. It's so good. I'm just gushing over the movie now. And that's just the first half. We're not even getting to the crazy exciting second half where the visuals and the blood and the cosmic stuff and the monster. There's like a monster, which I think, I don't know, is the monster even real or is it symbolic? Because you get brought into this idea of like, we're questioning our sanity eventually at a point. So it's like, is this even happening or is this a crazy hallucination at this point in time? Do I realize that I put Danganronpa and Sam and Max streams on the same time? Maverick, welcome to the stream. Do you think I care right now? What? I'm talking about the dying of the light and the last dredges of humanity? Also, there's no way I did that. No, I didn't. Or you're kidding me. Hang on, I'm gonna go look real quick. No, I didn't. I changed it. No, I didn't. Sam and Max is tomorrow, and Danganronpa is next week. Same time, different days, maybe. Get out of town. Go check the dates again. You wrong. You wrong. You goober. You silly boy. Do I still have your guys' attention? Are you as enraptured with this concept as I am? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Because I was feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I was having a great time. And those are just some of the themes. I'm not even telling you like the actual like Mark did this and Mark did that. There's a couple other people in the movie. Jacksepticeye has a very, very tiny role in it. Jack's in there. Alana Pierce is in there. I'd have to go look at the cast again. There's a few people in there that you might know from just YouTube or voice acting or anything like that.
Ooh.
Well, if you're asleep, wake up! That was a goofy snore. I heard the snore, and then at the very back end, I thought I heard like a gorge or something. I'm like, is that Goofy? It was Goofy. I almost thought I made that up. I was about to say, was that Goofy? It was Goofy. Gorge. Gorge, that's some cosmic horror, Mickey. Gorge. Oh no. Where do I want to go from here in terms of talking about it? I will say, if there is anything I can actually criticize from an actual just movie making point of view, like the actual movie part of it, is that it is a very dark movie, which also gets brought up as a plot point because there's like to activate the camera. There's a big button you press the button. There's this huge flash of white light where you can kind of see what picture you took or whatever in the submarine, where the convict literally uses that on purpose to be able to see in the submarine better, because there's like the front sort of command chair with his like controls that he uses, but then like the back half of the submarine is like so dark, it's just like in shadow, so he like uses that to be able to see. There's like a crawl space he can't see in, so he's like trying to like hit the light so he can see what he's doing. So it's kind of funny, like the movie is a very dark movie, but it's also like a plot point where even the convict is like, I can't see. Which I thought was really funny, just because how many times have I played a horror game and it's just so gosh darn dark. Actually, there's a game that I recorded for HorrorManMo. I don't even know if I'm gonna put it on YouTube or not, because it's just so actually dark that it would just be my face cam and a black screen. And I'm like, I don't think this is usable as a video. It's like I recorded the game and I'm like, I don't think this is usable. But anyway, it's a dark movie. Iron Lung, it is a very dark movie. So be mindful of that if you do ever watch it. If you didn't see it in theaters, if you see it in theaters in a dark room and it's the, you know, crazy awesome projection or whatever, it's probably at its best it's going to be. But if you ever stream it in the future or watch it on a TV or something, you might want to be mindful of your gamma or your contrast or your brightness or whatever on your monitor or whatever. You might want to be mindful of that. It is a dark movie. It's very dark, where it is hard to see sometimes what you're doing. And sometimes it's like on purpose, and then other times it seems like the convict is like trying to like focus on something or see something, and you're watching and you're like, I can't really tell what I should be seeing right now because it's so dark. I don't think it was a huge issue, but it is definitely notable. It is a dark movie. And then audio wise, a lot of the dialogue is between the convict and a speaker, where various speakers from the command center can speak through, right? So if the convict is receiving instructions from someone through the speaker, sometimes the speaker gets really kind of staticky or garbled, and sometimes that's on purpose, but sometimes I think it goes a little bit too far, and it's a little too hard for us, the viewer, to quite hear what's happening. Some of that's on purpose, because the submarine reaches a certain depth where literally they're losing connection, especially later in the movie when things start getting really crazy and things start kind of breaking down, like like some of that is on purpose. But I think it's a little bit too much sometimes, just for us, the movie watcher. It's kind of funny though. I noticed this, and there was kind of a disconnect. I'm listening to the speaker. It's kind of hard to hear what the speaker is saying, but the convict doesn't seem to have too much trouble. And also the convict is like just talking to the speaker. Like you don't have to push a button to like talk to the speaker. You just talk and like it can hear you, right? And so he'll be like across the submarine talking kind of like low or like kind of quiet. And I'm like, there ain't no way the person on the other end of that speaker can hear you. Like there's no, if what you're hearing is this garbled, what they're hearing must be also garbled and so quiet. Like I've been on the receiving end of working a fast food intercom, right? And I'm like, there's no way that speaker can hear you, Mark. You need to speak up. Now there is a point where he does. There is a point where he's talking and it doesn't seem like they can hear him, but this gets to a part where like Mark's starting to go a little bit crazy, right? He's starting to go a little bit crazy in the movie. So he's talking to the speaker, and it's unclear whether the speaker can hear him or can't hear him, or if there's some other weirdness going on. So it does get brought up once, very intentionally on purpose, that they can't hear each other. But there's other points in the movie where like they're having a full dialogue and conversation, and I'm like, Mark, they can't hear you. There's no way they can hear you. And I just thought that was that was a side thing that when I noticed it, it was funny. It doesn't take away from the movie at all, but it was just one of those things where it's like, I've been on one of those speakers, and bro, there's no way. I wait till it goes HD, I watch movies online. Well, it'll be way, I don't know what you mean by it goes HD. I don't know what that means. It's very high def. I don't know what that means. But do you just mean when it goes like digital or whatever, when digitally available, when it becomes streamable? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I don't know where. I don't know if this has been said or announced where it'll be streamable from in the future, or if it even will. I assume it will, because it was in theaters, and I assume it'll go to some streaming service somewhere eventually. I'm sure someone will pick it up. I thought I remembered hearing, it might have been in the Distractable podcast, but it might have been somewhere else. It might have been an interview or something. I thought I remember Markiplier talking about, with someone, but I don't remember who, about it being on Amazon. But I think that was, at this point, literally a couple years ago. And I think that was before it was a known fact that the movie was going to even be in theaters at all. So I don't know if that's still on the table or if that fell through. I don't know where we stand on that. I also shouldn't be quoted on that because I don't actually remember. It was literally forever ago. Because I think that this movie has been a long time in development. It got held up for, like, they finished filming, my understanding, I could be wrong, but my understanding is they finished filming a long time ago, and obviously there was post-production work to be done. But then I think there was a long period of time too where it was kind of stuck in figuring out how they were gonna get this to people. And then eventually, they announced a theater release, and it was gonna be like, what, 60? It was gonna be like 60 theaters, and then it got up to 6,000, like it went up 100 times. It was gonna be America only 60 theaters, and then it got to like 6,000 with America, I think, places in Europe, and I don't know where else. I think it got to America, Europe, and maybe somewhere else, I don't remember. I don't know if it made it to Canada. I think I was talking to somebody. I think that was Derica, if he's still here. I think he said it wasn't in Mexico. I don't remember where this movie got to. Which, especially with the different countries with a different language, I don't know where the movie stands on translations or like dubbing or subbing or anything like that. I don't know where they stand with that. I have no idea. I have not looked into that. So that could be a thing, but if I ever want to watch certain movies, my boyfriend will just stream it on Discord and we watch together. Oh, that's cute. Discord watch party. Theater mode wide screen HD. Wait, what? Theater mode wide equals screen HD clear and full screen. You are losing me. You are speaking techno babble, dude. I'm not saying you're speaking babble. Techno babble is a technical term. What you're saying is that you don't like to watch movies in widescreen, is what you're saying. Gotcha. I like widescreen at a movie theater. You actually do technically get more screen out of it, because really they basically just when you get to full screen, you don't really get the full screen. They cut off the sides that they use for widescreen. Oh, I was hoping I didn't get it. I was hoping I got a notification from Threads, and I was hoping I got a reply back on that. On that why? But why? Oh wait, I gotta. Okay, I did get a comment. I gotta see what this. Oh, okay. I got another comment from a family member, but on Facebook. But it has nothing to do with the movie. They're just talking about the way I look. You gotta love family. You post a selfie of yourself and you get a family member that's just like, oh, you look so good. Oh, you look just like your mom. or whatever, you know what I mean? You get like, you know what I'm saying? You post a selfie of you out in the wild. If it's just a selfie of you in your room, that's different. Because it's like, well, what else are you going to talk about? But it's like, I'm out in the wild, and I got a comment. It's not even asking, like, what Iron Lung is, or have fun, or whatever. It's like, oh, you look like this. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, I'm just laughing about that. But, where else do I want to go with that? Have any of you seen Iron Lung yet, or plan on it? I know you were saying you were gonna wait until it became streamable. I'm sure that's probably a lot of you. I'm sure a lot of you are gonna plan on waiting until it becomes streamable. I'm curious to see how well this movie does, just generally speaking in terms of numbers. I don't know how much will be publicly available information, but for being technically an independent movie, an independent film, I'm just kind of curious to see how it stacks. I think I saw, I didn't read an article, I was flipping through my phone right before stream, and I think they said something like it had already earned like $9 million opening day. But I don't know if that meant yesterday. I thought opening day was today, but everyone's talking about seeing the movie yesterday. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how it does on opening weekend. I don't know if there's any place playing it tomorrow on a Sunday or not. I have no idea where we stand at that. That number also feels low to me, but it might not be. I don't know. For an independent movie, because you're so used to seeing blockbuster hits that are like, the Mario movie opened and made $10 trillion. And you're like, well, it's Mario. But for an independent movie, it's, you're not gonna make billions of dollars on a movie. Or at least it wouldn't be likely on opening weekend. It's not likely. Because the marketing budget for Iron Lung has basically been the Markiplier channel, Mark talking about the movie, and then maybe some other promotional like quick vids and stuff like that, but not like a Mario type situation or whatever. So I'd be very curious to see how well it does do. I did also see, again, if I was just flipping through my phone before stream, I did also see that there was it was like rated like 94% on, I was gonna say Rotten Tomatoes, but I almost think that I didn't even see it on Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like it was like a knockoff Rotten. It was like Rotten Potatoes or something. But it was rated high by viewers, which I was happy to see because, again, I was watching some YouTubers talk about the movie, and I'm like, huh? I was like, they were lukewarm about it, and I'm like, huh? So I'm glad to see people that actually went out and watched it seem to enjoy it. To be fair, though, if you're a big Markiplier fan, you'd probably show up and gush about it, which is literally what I'm sitting here streaming, an unabashed Markiplier fan, gushing about this movie. I just gush about I haven't even talked about the back half because I'm kind of terrified to talk about the back half. There's a promotional scene in the trailer where like Mark's like just absolutely drenched and covered in blood. That scene is in the movie, and it's just as enigmatic as you'd expect it to be. I'm still kind of because that's in the trailer, so I don't mind mentioning that. But like, there's a scene where he's just like emerging himself just out of like the blood ocean, and there's a crazy thing in the sky going on, and it's a whole like slow dramatic, and by slow I mean like literally the camera movements are slow. It's like slow motion. It's a very dramatic scene, and I think it's like the epitome of like, this is the cosmic horror scene, right? This is the cosmic part of the cosmic horror scene. And I'm still kind of grappling with like whether or not it means anything, because there's a scene where he's like emerging from the blood ocean and he's completely drenched in blood, and you've got this great big like kind of like an eye thing in the sky, and an eye would make sense, but I think there's more to it than that. But I can't help but think there's a couple of references to there's references to the Rapture, there's references to Eden, there's references to a tree in the movie. So again, if you're in Eden, you think about the tree, the fruit, so there's a couple of biblical references. So when he's emerging from the blood ocean, I'm like, is this a baptism reference? So when we talk about cosmic horror, I'm kind of like, is this a commentary on an evil eldritch god that is in command over all of humanity, basically, and it does not care for humanity, basically? it is apathetic towards the survival of mankind, basically. And again, talking about those two factions we were talking about before, where like, you know, the hopeful and the not hopeful, the faithful and the not faithful, right? So if you're one of the faithful and you believe that the only way to save yourself is through basically death and redemption, but then you're confronted with the cosmic horror that your god might be an uncaring, malevolent, evil, eldritch entity. I don't know if that's the horror, if they were going for that, or if there's more to it, if there's less to it. But I couldn't help but think that, like, okay, this like sort of rising out of the blood ocean as if you'd just gone through a baptism of blood, because it's a huge turning point in the movie, I think, from the very grounded Mark existing in this cosmic spaceship to the supernatural horror elements that then happen after. It's a huge turning point from the more mundane to the more supernatural, is this sort of vision. And it builds up to that. That doesn't just happen out of nowhere and randomly, but there's a build up to that moment, and then everything after that moment is sort of very, like, if you do think the beginning half of the movie is slow, this is where it will no longer be slow. This is where we are picking the speed right up, boys. We are blasting off. So that's where things start getting a little bit crazier, a little bit trippier, a little bit unclear, a little bit uncertain, a little bit everywhere. And not in a like I'm lost and don't understand way, but in a way that it's a lot and there is no way to understand it. No one in the scenes understand it. This is the horror now, you know? Has a lot of parallels with Skibidi Toilet. Nah, Skibidi Toilet's brain rot. Skibidi Toilet's nonsense. Skibidi Toilet is actual nonsense. And they can come for me explaining all their nonsense. Again, no hate for the Skibidi Toilet creator. I've already been down the Skibidi Toilet talk before, but there's a lot of people that think Skibidi Toilet has all kinds of deep meaning and all this crazy good stuff, and it's just no. Just no. You're gonna make them come for it. Do it. I hope they do. You don't need to apologize for not chatting a lot, but please do, guys. This is a chatting and hangout session, and I know I've been just gushing and talking a lot, basically nonstop. So if you feel like you're having a hard time figuring out when to jump in and say something, do feel free to just jump in and say something. Feel free to hang out, chat. Like, this is what this is. I don't know how long this stream's going to... we've been going for over an hour already. I've just been gushing. I didn't even realize we've been going over an hour already. As I say, I don't know how long the stream's gonna be. I just want to sit here and talk to you guys. But if the conversation's kind of winding down, I feel like I've said my piece and you guys have heard your piece, and we'll wind down. But I'm not saying that to say that we're ending it right now or anything. I'm just saying, like, jump in when you want to jump in, and I'll jump in with you. I don't have anything to say about Arlo of the Mazniak movie star. I've got nothing to say about that. I have no word. I don't know who Arlo is. I don't know what you mean. Oh wait, do you mean Aldo? You're asking if I've heard any word and why it's been delayed. No, I've heard nothing. Guys, I don't work at Mazniak. I don't work at Mazniak. I do have Aldo as a connection, but if he doesn't release the game, I don't bug him. I don't ask. He's busy. When the game doesn't come out, I don't just text the man and say, "Hey, where's it at?" If it's not out, it's not out. I leave him alone. I literally can't. I can literally message him right now, but I'm not gonna. He's busy. He's a busy man. He's got a family to look after. He's got the team to take care of. Who knows if it's got Google stuff going on? I don't know. The man's busy. The man's busy. I'll let him do his thing. I have not heard word. So anytime you guys ask, because I get comments. I also get comments of people asking me to like add things to games, and I'm not. Again, I'm not on the. I don't work for Mazniak. I'm not on the team. I can't do that. I get some comments sometimes, and I'm like, I think this person thinks I'm a part of Mazniak. I'm not. I just play their games, and I'm in a couple of them. So you know what? Fair, but I'm not. But no, I've heard no word. I've heard no word. This makes me excited for what other video games are going to be made into movies. I'm more excited to know what, what Markiplier's future projects might be, whenever they might happen. He's just one man. And then also, two, what they're going to do with this IP, with the Iron Lung franchise. I will say, the ending of the movie, without spoilers, I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm just going to say the ending of the movie kind of insinuates that it's possible there could be more material in the future. I don't know if that means another movie. I don't know if I can't think of the guy who made the game. I want to say it's Dan. His last name though is like a foreign name, so my brain obviously is gonna forget. It's like hang on. Creator of Iron Lung game. What's his name? David, not Dan. David Szymanski. I say I don't any name that is not just white English, my brain just does not hold on to. But David Szymanski, I don't know if he's gonna make another game in the future, so I don't know if that's why they ended it that way. All I'm saying is at the end of the movie, there's kind of like a hint that there might be more to the story in the future, and that's exciting. The ending hint isn't anything direct about characters, location, universe, just more in the IP. Don't know. I don't know what that means yet, but there's just that. The way that like a very final scene of the movie is like, oh, more? So I don't know. I don't know what that'll look like. Whereas my understanding of the game, and I can't remember how the game ends exactly. I think in the original game, I think you just die and it's just no, that's it. I think that's just kind of like black screen, game over. Congratulations, you died. I think it's the end of the game. I don't remember how the game ends exactly, but I don't think there's any of that hint for the future or hope or any of that. I don't think any of that's in the game. I also don't think the creator of Iron Lung expected Iron Lung to suddenly be an IP. I don't think he expected a random YouTuber to DM. Apparently this is how it went down. Apparently how Markiplier got the movie license, he DM'd the creator on Twitter. It's like, hey, I think your game should be a movie. Can I do it? And apparently that's what happened. Which I think is just crazy. You can actually just DM a creator or just somebody, and not everyone will answer, but some will. So, you never know. That's how you make things happen. So yeah, I don't know the creator of the game. I don't know if he plans on doing another game. I don't, because obviously he would have the rights to the game, or to the IP in general, obviously. So I don't know if he's got plans. I don't know if Markiplier has any plans. I don't know where we're at with that, but there is that sort of kind of hint at the end that there could be more in the future, which is kind of cool, because I think the universe that they built, up, even though it's kind of vague, because it's a cosmic horror film, not a sci-fi, I'm going to explain it to you film, because it's the other thing too. It's not science fiction in the same way that, like, it's not Star Trek. They're not going to explain jack to you. And I appreciate that about this movie. They do not handhold anything. This goes back to the whole people complaining about it being slow in the beginning. It's like, that's just because they're not going to explain to you who these people are, what they do, and how things work. They are not going to do that. And if you can't pay attention, you're going to miss stuff, and that's on you. Because it's cosmic horror. It's not sci-fi. Very different genres, very different goals. So anyway. What are we talking about? But yeah, I don't know about other video game. I'm not that interested in video game movies. Like, I don't see Iron Lung as a video game movie. Honestly, I really don't see Iron Lung as a video game movie. I don't think that's right. It is. It's an adaptation from a video game. Yeah, it's an adaptation, but it's not a video game movie. And I guess the only reason why I fight against the whole video game movie, there are a lot of movies that are made to advertise a video game, or video games made to advertise a movie. That's not what happened here, right? The Iron Lung movie does not exist to just bring your attention to the Iron Lung IP. it's an independent game made by like a dude or whatever. I don't know how many people made the game. It's like a dude. Like when you look at the Street Fighter movie that's coming out, that is a video game movie. They want to bring more money and eyes to the franchise. Iron Lung is not a franchise. I mean, I guess technically it is now because game and movie. It's you know, becoming one. But the Iron Lung movie is less of a video game movie, more like that was a good video game. We wanted to have a movie version. Same thing with like if you take a book and adapt it to a movie. It's not a book movie, it's an adaptation, right? In a lot of cases. There are some book movies and there's some books that were just made because a movie was made and you get both. But like, I think it's more fair, honestly. I think it's more fair to not call it a video game movie, and I think it's fair to call it an adaptation of a video game. And I think it's done very well. It does everything that you would expect to see in the video game, in the movie, but then adds movie things that makes it good as a movie. It's not like when you're watching the movie, you're thinking, I should have just played the game. I'd rather play the game. No, it's its own thing. You can do both. You can prefer one or the other, but there's some movies, like if you watch the Ratchet and Clank movie that came out a while ago and they made the reboot game or whatever, the movie's just kind of like a kid's movie where you're watching it and it's like, this should just be a game. This does not need to be a movie. I've done research in games you play that are getting film or TV adaptations. Bendy's getting a film adaptation? Bendy, as an idea, could make a good movie, but they desperately need to do nothing the video game did, because the video games suck. I say games, the video game sucks. Bad. The first chapter does great at building up the ambience and atmosphere, and then it just nosedives, forgets what the game even is. It's lost for a while, the gameplay sucks, and then at the very end they finally remember what they were doing with the first chapter and try to bring it all together. Bendy as a game is a chaotic, messy nightmare, and not in a good way. So as long as the movie does not do what the game did, it could be a good movie. Life is Strange, see, Life is Strange I don't think should be a movie. I don't think it should be. I think you should just play the game. I have a hard time, and there's a little bit of bias here. There's not a lot of people that can get time travel right. And I don't have faith in Life is Strange being a good movie. I think that the game itself is already movie enough. And even if you're one of those people that's like, I don't like video games, you can play this one. I believe in you. I'm tired of people saying, I wouldn't ever touch a video game, gross. You can handle this one. You can do it, I promise. I believe in you. Elden Ring as a movie sounds... No. They would turn that into a show or a franchise or something and it would be bad. I don't think Elden Ring would be good as a movie. There's gonna be Elden Ring fans out there that disagree with me, but it's too big. It's too big, it's too world building. They would try to Game of Thrones it and it would fail really bad. Game of Thrones failed Game of Thrones, but like, Hello Neighbor sucks, so no. Jack and Daxter would be fun. But I think the only thing I think the problem with Jack and Daxter is that a movie version of the first game would suck, but a movie version of the second and third games without the background knowledge of the first game would also kind of suck. So I don't think they'd do that. I mean, I don't think they should. I don't think it'll be a good movie. Prove me wrong, and that's fine. Poppy Playtime would be a bad movie in my opinion. It's just. I don't know what they would do with it. It's just a rip-off of FNAF, so I don't think it'll be good. Portal would be fun. Portal would be a fun movie. They could do Portal. Portal would have to be a comedy. I think they could do it. Steal a Brain Rot has to be a joke. Undertale, the movie? They'd have to take so many liberties with that. No, Undertale as a movie I think would be bad. A lot of the fun about Undertale is the jokes with like the combat and the talking, and I think Undertale would suck as a movie. They'd have to take so many liberties it wouldn't feel like Undertale anymore. Because some games are just better played, is what I'm saying. A Red Dead show has been shown to have Red Dead. A lot of people that love Red Dead just love it for its story. Same thing with like The Last of Us. Yeah, Red Dead could be a show easily. Mouthwashing could be a great movie. Mouthwashing would make a great movie, but the game is so close to being a movie already. Again, you should just play the game. You could do it. I think Mouthwashing could be made into a movie. And same thing with like Life is Strange. Life is Strange could be a movie. Mouthwashing could be a movie, but they're already so close to being a movie. I'm just kind of like just play the game. But they would make good movies. You're going to watch the movie tomorrow? Which one? The Iron Lung movie? Are they still playing it tomorrow? Because I think the theater I went to today is not playing it tomorrow. So I don't know if it's still playing tomorrow in some places. The Walking Dead zombie based. The Walking Dead was a show first. The Walking Dead was already a show. It was a show first. So obviously they could make a Walking Dead movie, but the video game came after the show, which I think the show came after the comic book, right? I think there was a Walking Dead comic before the show, or did they make that alongside? I don't know. You have to fact check me on the Walking Dead comic. Yeah, games that are apparently becoming movies. Some of these that you guys mentioned are terrible ideas, and I have no faith in becoming a movie. None. Some of them like could make good movies. I just don't know if I see the point. I could be proven wrong. Because like when we talk about like Iron Lung, there is a massive difference between the world building of the game and the movie. The movie of Iron Lung actually does bring a lot to the table in world building and character building that the game doesn't do. And the game never was gonna do, basically. That's why it made such a good movie adaptation. Versus something like Life is Strange. If you make, like, what is the movie going to do that the game doesn't already do phenomenally? And I don't think it would do anything. It would just be the game with no gameplay. And that's why I'm like, you should just play the game, in my opinion. Because like, what's it gonna bring to the table? That's just my opinion. I think as a movie, the story's great. The Last of Us TV show, people seem to love that. I haven't seen it. But people seem to love that, and the reason people loved the game is for the story. So I'm willing to be wrong on Life is Strange, or what do we say? Mouthwashing would be good. Mouthwashing would be rough on people to watch as a movie. I think there's a lot of people that played Mouthwashing as a game that did not get it. I understood a lot of parts of it, and then there's other parts of it I didn't understand until after I had edited it or had more time to think about it. And Mouthwashing is so well done. It's so well done. Mouthwashing, there's a lot of stuff you miss when you play through it the first time because you don't know. You're kind of thrown in. You don't know everybody. You don't know the situation yet. And it's told in a sort of out of order time, right? So there's a lot that I miss, but I think there's a lot that a lot of people miss, I think. Because you have to really pay attention in that one. You'll never see a Sonic.exe because there's no way Sega would be chill with that. Especially since Sonic, the franchise, already has a very successful trilogy of movies. Already. Comic came first. That's what I thought. The show was an adaptation of it and turned into something. Yeah, I thought the comic was first. And then the show, and then the video game came after. And I don't think there's any Walking Dead movies, not to my knowledge. Tomb Raider is a franchise that can make some good movies. I don't think the difference with Tomb Raider is that as a franchise, it doesn't need to copy any specific game. You can just have the Tomb Raider IP, the character, and the general vibe, and make a good movie. And there's been a few different iterations, different versions of Lara Croft. So again, that's a franchise though. Grow a Garden doesn't make any sense as a movie. That'll be a bad movie. That'll just be bad. It'll just be bad. It will be a nothing movie. It will be a movie that Hollywood makes to get a bunch of Roblox people to go see it. It'll be a mid movie. It'll be the Emoji Movie is what it'll be. It'll be bad. There will be some people that are their brains haven't developed yet that will like it, but it will be a bad movie and it'll be a giant advertisement. It'll be stuffed full of ads. Not literal ads, not like pop-up ads, but you know, there'll be a Coke in the background, or you'll be playing Dance Dance Revolution in the corner, or there'll be a bunch of integrated ads. It'll be a bad movie. It'll be terrible. Tomb Raider can make a good movie. You have to have the right director. I don't know, Tomb Raider already does have a movie though. I haven't seen any of the Tomb Raider movies, if there are any. I literally don't know. Tomb Raider was already, like as a video game, kind of a copycat of Indiana Jones, but a girl in a video game at the time. So like, you just need to figure out how to do Indiana Jones really well. And even Indiana Jones doesn't do Indiana Jones very well anymore. Not very well. Hit and miss. No, you won't catch me dead watching the Steal a Brain Rot movie. I don't think it'll get made. I don't think it'll even happen. I think the script will get pitched around. I think they'll like start like getting into talks, and then Roblox, as a sinking ship in general that's losing a lot of public faith, I think that'll like sink a little bit. Not that Roblox will disappear, but I think whoever will be like in charge of the movie will say, never mind. I don't think it'll get made. I think it'll go through development hell and then just never get released. Kingdom Hearts? People already complain about the video game being too complicated. I don't think you could make a movie long enough to do it any justice. I don't think you'd see it happen. At least not as a Western movie. I could see it as a really bizarre, like, sort of anime movie, but, like, it would be very Japanese. It would be very Japanese. Yeah, I don't see Kingdom Hearts being a movie. The games are too long. There's too much going on. So you'd have to cut so much out of the movie to make it work. And you might be thinking, well, you can make multiple movies, but if they can't make one movie that does well, they won't make multiple. Like, the franchise won't survive. The movie franchise won't survive that long. So I just don't think you'll see that happen. People already think the Kingdom Hearts lore is too complicated. It's too, like, I just don't see it happening. It's another one where it's like, you should just play the games. If you can. There's some games that are hard to get hold of. Detective Pikachu, I never did go see that one, but I heard it was very good. People really enjoyed Detective Pikachu. It was in production for a show. I could see a show, but I do have a hard time seeing Disney being on board for very long. So yeah, saying it got canceled by Disney, I can believe that. Yeah, a pilot, because a pilot, the internet with like animated pilots on like YouTube, people forget that in the actual big wig Hollywood world, a pilot does not guarantee that show gets made. A pilot is not episode 1. A pilot is a proof of concept. And then, so you make a pilot, you spend a bunch of money on a pilot, then you pass it around to a bunch of execs, and then they either buy the rights or they don't. So there's a lot of shows that make pilots dead in the water. You never hear about them ever again. So yeah, I can believe a pilot was made, but I just don't see them ever giving it the green light for a full production. I have a hard time seeing that. Prove me wrong. I just have a hard time seeing it. It's too much. It would lose people, and especially if you're making a show. It's a streaming world. You can't have 10 million people show up to episode 1 and then 4 people show up to episode 2. You just can't risk it when there's that much money on the line and you're Disney. Disney technically could risk it. They've got the money to burn, but what I'm saying is that they wouldn't, because they'd put a bunch of money into production and they're not willing to take that hit. It's not like Markiplier, who's like, I don't care, I'm making this movie, it doesn't matter what happens. You know what I mean? It's not like, speaking of anime games like Kingdom Hearts, it's not like, what's his last name? I can't think of his last name. It's not like Garnt of Giguk YouTube fame making his own anime short movie on his own dime, willing to take a loss. It's not like that. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Bon, it's like a 18-minute, it's like not even 20 minutes, but it's an actual full production, legitimate anime short film that he made with his own money, and he took sponsorships on his channel to fund it, basically. Which was just crazy. Speaking of creators making films and things, that didn't get nearly the same attraction that Markiplier got, but Markiplier's a bigger personality on the internet, so. Talking Tom should just die, like as as a concept. What do you mean a Talking Tom movie isn't developed? What do you mean? They released a Silent Hill movie last week? No. I didn't even hear about it. No. What? Metal Gear is a movie. Hideo Kojima makes movies but puts them in video games. Hideo Kojima has no interest, period, in just making a regular movie. He puts his movies in video games, and that's how he wants it. Hideo Kojima will never, ever release a Metal Gear movie. He puts them in video games. This is the same man that does Death Stranding. Death Stranding is 90% movie. Hideo Kojima will not put a movie in a movie. He puts movies in games and he wants it that way. Hideo Kojima is crazy. He's a madman. He puts movies in games and then forces you to buy his games if you want to see his movies. That's how that works. Stray? Are you talking about the cat one? What's even the plot to Stray? I don't think Stray has enough of a plot. That would just be a cyberpunk cat movie. If Steel Brain Rot and Skibby Toilet can get moved, I don't think they will though. Steel Brain Rot will not happen. I don't think it'll be dropped. It won't happen. They won't make it, or it'll be a YouTube short, like short film. But no, they're not making that. I refuse. I refuse to believe that. No. And Skibby Toilet, again, I don't think will actually be. I just don't think it'll actually be a movie. It'll be the same guy that's producing it. He'll just make a long video. It'll just be a long. It won't be a movie. It'll be a video that's like 2 hours long, but it won't be a movie. I can make a video that's 2 hours long. I'm not saying a good movie video. I'm just saying I can physically make a video 2 hours long. I think that's what he's gonna do. There won't be an actual movie with a film budget and sets and actors and the whole 9 yards and an animation team. Like, I just don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't think it. Prove me wrong. But there is a difference between long video and a movie. And DTI, no, they're not gonna make a movie. They don't have that kind of money. Or a story. I know they have lore, but it's threadbare. It's surface level, shallow. There's nothing there. They're not gonna make a movie out of it. It's enough for like a silly Roblox game, but it's not enough for like, prove me wrong, DTI. That's fine. I'm not trying to be a hater. I just can't literally conceive of it. Dispatch movie when? They shouldn't. I think the choose your own style of making it a video game makes sense for Dispatch. Dispatch could easily be a show or movie and just take away the choose, like the characters. They do a really good job of character development. It easily could be a show or movie, but the game itself is already so much basically a show already. Again, just play the game. The game's not hard. Just play the game. It's basically a movie already. You can even turn off the QuickTime stuff. And I don't think you can actually fail the dispatching part. Based on what I've heard people say, you can like fail jobs or whatever, but it doesn't prevent you from continuing the game, is what I'm saying. So you might as well just play the game, in my opinion. They're censoring Dispatch on Switch? Why? There's mature games on Switch anyway. There's already mature games on Switch. Actually, there's a bunch of porn games that Nintendo didn't even know was on there, and they had to go through and ban them. Because Nintendo doesn't pay attention to anything anymore. Like, they had to ban a bunch of stuff. Because they greenlit it. But they also have horror games. With like blood, gore, and nudity in them. They what? Nintendo is greedy. Oh, thank you for following me on Twitch, Biscuit. See, now I've got the sound alert actually working. Now I can hear it. Now I can actually hear it. We had a couple follows earlier in the stream, and I didn't know because the alert was broken. Now it's working. Now it works. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. My Twitch. It's always fun to see a Twitch follow. Just be. What's happening? That alert.
Thank you.
That's not the alert. That's a sound effect. But that alert was quiet. I need to fix that. I'm getting new things happening. Holy cow. Hang on. That alert was broken, so I need to fix it. But thank you for was that gifted memberships? Who did it? My thing is broken. Music Man Joe gifted a MagicManMo membership. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. My alert is broken. I had to look. I'm like, where? I couldn't tell who did what. Oh look, Derica got the membership. Sick. I don't know if he's still here, but he was here earlier. But yeah, it's exciting to see a Twitch follow or Twitch engagement every now and again, because my Twitch has basically been dead ever since the days of, every now and again someone comes through, but it's very rare, but have been dead since the days of, when did Doki Doki Literature Club and Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy come out? Those two games are the biggest on Twitch I'd ever been, as far as people on Twitch. And there's a long time I stopped streaming to Twitch for tech reasons. I couldn't get the multi-streaming thing to work for a while, and then I did, and then I stopped, and I brought it back. So Twitch keeps disappearing sometimes, and that's on me. That's my fault. But the biggest my Twitch had ever been was those days, and that was a long time ago. We had people on Twitch chatting and hanging out, watching me struggle at Getting Over with Bennett Foddy. I think I streamed that like 5 or 6 times to finally beat the game. Doki Doki Literature Club was a few streams as well. God, that was forever ago now. You're a magician, Derry. Skibidi Toilet doesn't have feet. And why did you have to say that in Twitch, Ashton? Did it censor you on YouTube? Did it? Now I gotta switch. Hang on. Now I gotta actually look at the YouTube like mod stuff. Did it censor you? Why'd you have to go to Twitch to say that? Like why? I can see you on either side. I can see you on either platform. Or did you think I was gonna like Did you think you were gonna comment that and then my brain was gonna just explode because that was such a wild and zany comment? And you're like, I'll go to Twitch so that if he bans me on Twitch, I'll go back to YouTube. Yeah, I gotta figure out, why did that membership not have a sound effect? I can check that out real quick. Can I? Can I check that out? Is the memberships busted? YouTube members. For gifting though, why did that have no sound effects? YouTube members, select audio files. See, yeah, why are all my audio files deleted? Why has the por qué? Por qué? These were not empty. These were not empty before. Everything that's technology related in my life is conspiring against me. I swear to you. All right, there we go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. I like the woman in the background from that video, just like that giggle or whatever at the very end of it, that laughing at the guy going crazy. That's in there. I didn't take that out. That's there on purpose. You have a Twitch account, but you're not on there very often. I'm not on Twitch very often either. I don't watch streams very often. I'm on YouTube a lot, but yeah, I've got a Twitch account. I follow a few people on there. And I probably need to because you can follow people and then you can also choose to get notified or not notified. I probably need to turn my notifications off on my Twitch. And this is a Twitch app problem. Where even is my phone? Oh, it's charging. I don't know what's going on with my Twitch app. It likes to just not tell me when people go live. But when it does, it's everybody at once. It doesn't tell me when someone goes live. It's like, we'll wait until 2 p.m. and then tell you that 12 people are live and 8 of them aren't anymore. And I'm like, is this a me problem? Is this the app? Or it's probably a me problem somehow. Somehow it's probably me. Because it's like, this person's not live anymore. It's probably just it's probably a me. It's probably me. Technology's literally, I live in some sort of vortex bubble of reality where nothing works for me, even though it works for everybody else. I don't know. Everything I touch explodes. I can't explain it. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to talk about in relation to Iron Lung. Because we've completely derailed the conversation to just video game movies in general, and for some reason, Steal a Brain Rot, which I've literally never played it, and I'd rather never talk about it ever again. But before we completely lose the train of thought, and I'm like, is there anything else that I want to talk about Iron Lung? I recommend it. I'd recommend it. I don't know if I would call it my favorite horror movie necessarily, but I also don't know what would be. I'd have to make a list. I'd have to think about it, but I would recommend it. If you like cosmic horror, I'd recommend it. It's a good thinker if you want it to be. It's a good existentialism sort of type movie if you let it be. If you don't, if you go into that movie head empty and just unwilling to think, you probably wouldn't be impressed with it. But if you're willing to really pay attention and sort of dig into it a bit, I would recommend it if you're a thinker. Which, talking about I like to go see movies. Normally I like to see movies socially, so I like to go see a movie with someone, and then after the movie we can sit there and talk about the movie, which is why we did this. So if that's the type of thing that you also enjoy, I would recommend seeing it. If you're someone who doesn't like to talk about movies, but you just want to see pretty lights flash in front of your eyes, and there's a space for that. That's not an insult. That's what 90% of action movies are, just craziness happening. You're just like, oh! If you're that kind of guy, then you're probably not going to be into Iron Lung. But if you like to think about it a little bit, and you like the sort of cosmic horror, and you like the sort of psychological horror, if you like the sort of not flashy, not in your face type stuff, I'd recommend it. And I think that's where I'm at with it too. It wasn't overly crazy until it needed to be, and then it was like, oh, this is getting crazy. But that was at the literal climax in the movie, and that's the whole point of a climax, right? So I'd recommend it. I don't know what score I'd give it. I'm trying to think, like, if I gave it like a score out of 10, where would I put it? I have no idea. I don't rate movies normally. I'd probably put it at a solid... It'd be solid something. You said 6-7 just for the meme. 6-7! No, I'd put it higher than a 7. I don't know how high I want to go. I think it was excellently done. And I'm not gonna say for an independent, I'm not gonna say that. In case you were thinking it, oh, it was really well done for an independent movie. No, it's just excellently done, period. Period. So it's like, I don't know. I'm also a fan of Markiplier, so there's a bias in there. So I'm trying to think about it like in a fair sense. But even when I looked at other reviews that had criticisms, when I tried to look for those criticisms in the movie, I couldn't find most of them myself. So like, I'm gonna give it like an 8, 9, like, right? I think I'm gonna give it a 9, just because it's higher, and I'll sit on it. I'll give it a 9. High recommendation. It's not a perfect film. 10 out of... It's not a perfect film, but what is? What is a perfect film? What's your guys' 10 out of 10? Do you guys have a 10 out of 10 movie? What's your guys' 10 out of 10 movie? What would it take to be 10 out of 10? I don't even know what I would give a 10 out of 10. I don't even know. The first movie that comes to my mind is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I don't think that's a 10 out of 10 either, probably, but it is good. It's a Wes Anderson one. It is good, though. You don't have a 10 out of 10 movie? Yeah, I don't know what would be a 10 out of 10. Because if you really try to break it down and think about it, pretty much every movie's got some flaw or something that you would put against it, or it's got something. It's got something that it's missing, or it does too much of, or something. But I would give it a high recommendation. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today I'm going to shave Mo's mustache. Why? If Markiplier came running at me with a razor in his hand, I would be very concerned. But I don't know if I would fight it. I'd be very concerned, but I don't know if I'd stop him. I don't think he'd kill me. If he did, I guess that'd just be it for me. But I would just assume he's up to something. And I think I'd kind of want to see where it's going. There's not a lot of people I can say that about. But if Markiplier appeared somewhere in my life, home, public, so if Markiplier just out of the ether came running at me with a razor of some kind to shave my mustache, I don't know if I'd stop him. You know? What happens, happens. Cause I roll like that. Cause I'm gangster like that. What happens, happens. All right. A date with Mo is inspired by a date with Markiplier, right? I have headcanoned that, but never confirmed it. Not really. Not really. But I also can't say no. I've had the with Mo types of ideas throughout the years. Markiplier definitely beat me to it and did a much better job than I ever will, absolutely. But what I did is not like a one-to-one what he did, exactly. So it's not really inspired by it, but me being someone who consumes Markiplier content, I think you can say without a doubt there's an influence there. But it's not like I saw a date with Markiplier and said, I'm gonna do that, and then that was a date with Mo. That's not really what happened. So this isn't me just trying to be like protective or whatever. I think I was absolutely influenced just because I do consume his content, I enjoy his work, etc. But it's not, like I said, it's not like I saw it and said, I'm gonna do that, and then did it. That's not what happened, but you can make that your headcanon if you want, because I think that's high praise. If you watch A Date with Mo and you're like, that's like Markiplier. If you compare me to Markiplier, I'll call that a compliment and just, I'll take it. I'll take that as a compliment, but it's just not really how it happened. I like the choose your own adventure stuff he does though, like A Date with Markiplier, In Space with Markiplier, A Heist with Markiplier, his choose your own adventure stuff. I like those. I think those are fun. I did a choose your own adventure type series a long time ago, well before, I'd have to look at A Date with Markiplier. I'd have to look at when that happened, but it was well before Heist for sure. I did a choose your own type thing.
Markiplier _MagicManMo _MagicManMo.
Thank you for that. I don't know why my side, oh, here it is. I'll say, I don't know why my side of the notifications is slow, but I didn't know who did that. Music Man, thank you for the super chat. The choose your own adventure stuff, definitely before I saw A Date with Markiplier, there was a video series on YouTube, and I don't even know if the channel's still around anymore.
Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
I don't know if the channel's still around or not. I think they were British. But it was a zombie apocalypse pizza delivery service where you would watch a video and someone was trying to deliver a pizza somewhere, I don't remember where, deliver a pizza during the zombie apocalypse, and you'd have to choose one of two things at the end of each video. And there was like a dozen choices you could pick or whatever. And this was way long ago. I wasn't making content on YouTube yet. I literally mean 2010, 2009, maybe 2008. I'm talking in the way back. So I think this was even before Markiplier, but there was a choose your own type video series I did watch a long time ago. So I don't know if that's where Markiplier got his inspiration for A Date with Markiplier for the choose your own stuff, because that kind of thing has existed for a long time, back when annotations on YouTube was a thing. But that was always fun. I remember doing that. I remember watching the heck out of that. I just wanted to throw that in there as another influence of mine, but. Both have horror aspects though. Yeah, but Markiplier's not the only one who is doing horror sort of stuff in his channels from time to time. And again, I am absolutely influenced, but it wasn't a direct thing. I'm not saying that to diss. Do not get me wrong. Absolutely not. But yeah, I think that'll be where I end it there. I think that's what I got. It's just shy of 10. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I've said all the spoiler-free things I think I can say about the movie. I wouldn't mind talking more about the spoiler stuff in the end. I would love to talk more about the spoiler stuff. But I've talked long enough, and I'll just leave it there so that you guys have to go see it for the cool stuff. Catch me in real life sometime. We can talk about Iron Lung. All right, I'm heading out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next stream, and bye.